We've all heard of the bank UBS. 2 days ago, they released their family office report, which the whole point of a family office report is to give you the key trends from all of basically the rich people that are their clients, to see what they're doing, the moves they're making, and kind of try to project the future. And some really, really interesting things have come out in this year's one, the 2023 one. And I'm here to share all of that with you. This report specifically has surveyed 230 family offices from around the world. And so we as individuals can look at the moves that these family offices are making for their large clients, for their high net worth individuals, and we can start acting according to how the rich people are making money. If you want to be rich, so I've heard, follow what the rich people do. So as I'm looking through kind of the contents to see what's in this document, I'm reading things like, okay, executive summary, that's boring. Section 1, asset allocation and portfolio diversification. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. You're going to see this massive thing on crypto. There's going to be a page worth of information about crypto and digital assets because all these rich people are moving into crypto, right? It wasn't quite like that. And what I found was very, very frustrating. I can't even explain how disappointed I was when I got to this section. But in the same breath, it's also the most exciting thing about all of this too. I'll get into that later. So what we find is, in the document, we have a section called marginal investments. Okay, so we're talking, these people might be allocating very small percentages of their portfolio to digital assets. And they give a bit of information here, which I'm going to read out. When it comes to investments based on blockchain technology, family offices are growing their investments in a small way. Looking at digital assets, including cryptocurrencies and DLT, more than half, or 56% of the family offices invest. Looking at digital assets, including cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technologies, more than half, 56% of the family offices invest. Yet the greatest number, 38% of the family offices, invest less than 1% of portfolio assets. Looking forward to the rest of 2023, 35% of the family offices that already invest in DLT plan to increase their investments, with 27% looking to do so in cryptocurrencies, more specifically, and 25% in DeFi. And then it kind of goes on to this, and I found this weird that it kind of highlights this element. It said 44% don't invest in decentralized payments or technologies. Current investments in decentralized payments or technologies. So it basically highlights as a feature of this section of the page that 44% of these family offices don't invest in payments technologies in a decentralized manner. And basically the vast majority of the remaining half is people who invest up to 3% and no more than 3%, and those who invest between 0 and 3% is that tiny slither there. But the important thing here is that 35% plan to increase their investments in DLT and blockchain technology. And here's where the trend kind of reveals itself here. Those who are increasing, 35%, those who are staying the same, 60%, and those who are decreasing, only 5%. Now listen to this. I know this is completely common sense and you completely understand this, but I want to say it anyway. If you've got 5% of family offices decreasing crypto holdings and you've got 35% increasing, that means adoption. that means like institutional, worldwide, rich people adoption is on the uptrend, right? It's not going down, it's not staying the same, it's going up. As long as the increase is more than the decrease, we are growing. Interesting note as well that NFTs are not growing institutionally. Very, very interesting. You've got increasing 10%, you've got the majority staying the same at 79%, and 10% again, that maths doesn't work out, but that's what it says, are decreasing. So you've got a balance of increase and decrease in NFTs, which means NFTs are stagnant. And it's not just about distributed ledger technology, it's cryptocurrencies increasing at 27% and reducing only 5%. So there we go, growing again. DeFi growing at 25% and decreasing at 8%. So actually this information is super useful. Those who are switched on in the rich realms, in the rich list, they are most commonly investing in blockchain technology and DLT rather than cryptocurrencies. So that means they're investing in technology rather than a specific token. I wonder what that means, and we'll think on that as time goes on. Is that the difference between the XRP ledger and XRP? How are they investing in the XRP ledger more than the asset? That's an interesting question I'd like to get to the bottom of. But the whole point of me bringing all of that up, and even though it looks quite small and I really only got one page and it was a side note about the cryptocurrency thing now, what we are seeing is growth. And I want to highlight this by going over to the 2021 report. So let's get into the 2021 UBS Global Family Office report. And let's look at where cryptocurrency was then. I know this is 2 years ago. For some reason, I couldn't find the 2022 one. I don't understand why. But I'm going back to the 2021 one just to show where we were and where we are now. And if you thought the mention of cryptocurrency and digital assets was small in the 2023 report, you have no idea what it's like in this 2021 one. In the 2021 report, there actually isn't even a section for crypto. They mention it 2 times in the entire document, and here's what's said. The first time it's mentioned is in the foreword, and it says this: "Cool heads have served family offices well through the storm, and they continue to rule despite persistent geopolitical and economic uncertainty. Our clients recognize that several factors have the potential to trigger another market correction, but they have begun 2021 with few immediate concerns. They are entering the coming decade with optimism and confidence and even testing the momentum of cryptocurrencies." So talk about a slight reference to crypto there. I mean, that is tiny. He's kind of saying, we've been doing well, we've been recovering after the crash, and we're even diving into some cryptocurrencies. Like that's such a small little note, but it gives us the awareness of the moves that these rich people are making. So let's go to the other reference of cryptocurrencies. You'll see straight away from the screenshot, there's really, really not much said here. I mean, cryptocurrency is mentioned in literally only 2 sentences in this entire 52-page document. And it's not even large font, it's like small font. So there's lots of text here. And the second time that it's mentioned, here's what is said, and it's very, very revealing. Turning to cryptocurrencies, upward momentum makes them hard to ignore. 13% of the respondents have invested, and 15% are considering doing so. We saw institutional adoption, and that was why we took on a small allocation of Bitcoin. Maybe almost a year ago, we figured that the institutional adoption is only going to increase. It began as a pure momentum trade. So just seeing the hype around, they decided to invest in some Bitcoin. In Asia, 25% of these family offices report having invested, although it's most likely at the margin of portfolios. So they really mention it subtly here that allocation was about 13%. They mentioned allocation into cryptocurrencies was about 15% in 2021. Now what do we have? More than 50%, 56% to be exact. So from 2021, we've gone from 15% of family offices investing in cryptocurrency to 56 in 2 years. And you can mark my words, I think the 2024 UBS Global Family Office report is going to have a whole section on cryptocurrency. You can see the level of importance growing over time just by the amount of time and space they dedicate to it within this document. So I went even to do a little bit of extra digging here, and I noticed that there was a report made by UBS called the Billionaires Report. And essentially it's the operations and the allocation that billionaires are dedicating to different asset classes. And right here on page 17, they talk about emerging technologies, and one of those being blockchain. This is 2020, blockchain technology being an emerging technology, along with artificial intelligence, VR, AR, drones. That's interesting, drones. And Internet of Things. And that right there is all the mention of anything blockchain related in that document. So let's look at this from a timeline perspective. You've got 2020 Billionaires Report. You've got blockchain get mentioned one time, literally in the whole thing, no other text dedicated towards blockchain. You got the 2021 Global Family Office Report, which mentions anything crypto related on 2 different occasions, basically saying that 15% of family offices actually invest in cryptocurrency. Then just 2 years later, 56% of family offices are currently invested in cryptocurrency, and it's increasing. So 35% plan to increase their holdings, with only 5% wanting to decrease. And I think all of those that want to decrease probably bought Bitcoin, didn't they? Once you realize, it's a no-brainer. Once you realize Bitcoin's not the way, It's a no-brainer. So for me, this is incredibly exciting. You got UBS, one of the biggest banks in the world. I mean, lots of these banks do these reports. Go back and look. Over the last 3-4 years, the adoption from an institutional level, from a very rich person perspective, is increasing like none other. There's no other class of assets that is growing like this. So all of your assumptions are true. You're on the right track. You're on the right page. You're doing the right thing. And you can go to sleep and rest easy tonight knowing that you are ahead of the curve. You're ahead of these guys, and eventually will be one of those guys. Thank you for being here. If you did enjoy this video, please don't leave without hitting the like button. You can click my face right in front of you there. That will subscribe you to this channel. But if you want to watch some of my other videos, I suggest you watch my podcast. That's the square below, and the square above is a video that the algorithm believes is perfect for you based on your interest and watching behavior.